What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric, and today I'm going to do a full spoiler review of Halloween Kills. I've already done my non-spoiler or very light spoiler review, and that video did very well. I got a lot of comments, and I had to think about it. You know, some things that I said in that video, I was not completely right on everything that I said, and having watched it again and having thinking about it more, yeah, there's some corrections I want to make. But at the end of the day, do I like this movie? No. This movie was still extremely disappointing, and some of the things that I didn't like about it were even worse. So I think I'll just go kind of scene by scene. I'm not going to go like super in depth because I don't want this video to be like crazy long, but I will go into more spoilers and some of the things I liked and disliked. But before I get into all that, I do want to make a major correction, because there was a scene that I just simply misunderstood the first time I saw it and misremembered when I was thinking back of that scene where Michael had the guy down, the wife was on the brink of death, and he just kept on stabbing him. He was actually, you know, grabbing a new knife and trying out knives, and I didn't quite get that at the time. I'm like, what is he? Why does he keep stabbing this guy? But he was grabbing a different knife. I obviously saw that, but it didn't click in my mind that he was trying out knives. So that's just a complete, just dumb moment on my part. And obviously he was trying out knives, and it's kind of that childhood curiosity that Michael has shown. So it was in character and actually pretty cool. So jumping into this film, at the beginning we see Hawkins actually survived Halloween 2018, which I don't know if that was planned or not, but it certainly didn't seem like it. It seemed like that guy was meant to be dead in the other movie, which made me concerned. Are they planning this out, or is this going to be a Star Wars thing where you just kind of, the Disney trilogy where you just make it up as you go and you don't plan anything out? I wasn't really sure. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, he survived, fine. Okay, I mean, we've seen worse in this franchise. Remember that Michael and Dr. Loomis survived Halloween 2. Clearly, Dr. Loomis was meant to die, and both of them were meant to die at the end of Halloween 2, especially Loomis. There's no way Loomis is coming back from an explosion like that, you know, with just some scars on his face. He's not going to survive that, but okay, so we've seen this before. But anyway, Hawkins' story is actually going to get more in depth as we have flashbacks, and I said the flashback scene was awesome. It looked really cool. It looked really good. Some of the, I guess, way people talked kind of revealed that this was being shot now, not in 1978, but overall, I got to give them credit. I mean, it looked really good, and everyone kind of looked like it was the 70s. The cars and the way that everything in that town just looked 1978. It just screamed 78, and Michael's mask looked just like the 78 mask. We only saw him briefly, which was effective. So I thought the flashback scene overall, definitely an A. They did a fantastic job, and I'm actually feeling pretty good about the movie. I'm like, okay, you know, so far we're pretty badass here. This movie might actually be, you know, meet expectations or exceed them. And seeing Dr. Loomis, oh, I didn't plan for that. Dr. Loomis, and you know, obviously with the likeness of Donald Pleasance. Clearly can't be Donald Pleasance. I don't know how. I haven't really researched it, if it was CGI or practical or what. It looked just like him, and it sounded like him, and there were some things that happened. I kind of like, you know, if that had happened, I think we would know about that. But then again, we have to remember that all the sequels have been canceled. So I guess things could have happened. We didn't see everything that happened in Halloween in the original movie. There are things that happen between scenes and things like that. So, okay, they're filling us in some details. Okay, I can deal with it. But just seeing Loomis and hearing him yell and it sounding like Donald Pleasance and looking like him was just to get more of that. You know, I thought that we long had seen all we're going to see from Donald Pleasance and his Loomis. And here we get a little more, even though it's not actually Donald Pleasance. Hey, better than nothing. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm actually like, holy crap, you know, I'm feeling it right now. And this is the point we go to the bar scene, okay, and meet Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle is back. Tommy Doyle from the original, the kid. Obviously we saw him played by Paul Rudd in Halloween 6, but that's not going to be part of continuity anymore. That's ignored. So yeah, so Tommy Doyle is back, and it's the 40th anniversary of, you know, Michael Myers' original, you know, tear through Haddonfield where he killed 3 people, commemorating the victims and the survivors. There's actually more survivors than victims, interestingly enough, because you'd think that this is and he is an insane serial killer, but you'd think it's someone who just absolutely massacred the entire town. And, you know, not making excuses for someone killing 3 people. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, and this is going to be a continuing theme, that the way the town reacts and the way that everything happens is like you would think that all the sequels were actually real. And there are lines that indicate all the sequels were legit, but they weren't. They're telling us we're ignoring the sequels. So he killed 3 people. He's been locked up for 40 years. Okay, but later in the movie when Laurie Strode says something to the effect of, you know, I killed him, he's gone, you know, the guy replies, about damn time. About damn time. He's been locked up for 40 years. Not like he's been, you know, continuously, you know, killing people. Have she been trying to kill him for the last 4 years? I wouldn't think so. But I digress. That scene, you know, you meet Lindsay. Marion Chambers is there, another, you know, OG character. And it's so cool to see Lindsay, that actress, you know, reprised her role. I think that's awesome. She was a little girl in the original, and that she's back is so cool. So they're all there. All the OG characters and some other new characters are there as well. There's a girl named Vanessa with her husband. She's dressed up like a nurse. She's actually a doctor. Her husband's dressed up like a doctor. He's actually a nurse. Okay. And they're watching, and then the news comes on. And it shows a picture of Michael Myers there. They all look at him. Michael Myers and another patient have both escaped from the mental institution. So they're out. Michael Myers has escaped and one other guy's escaped. And they looked right at the picture. But even if they didn't look at that or know that that was Michael Myers, obviously they've seen what Michael Myers looks like. This has affected their lives so much, apparently over the last 40 years, that this whole town is still suffering for it. This town is just completely affected in a major way, and these individuals are affected in a major way, and 3 people have lost their lives. Everyone, you know, obviously has seen Michael Myers' mugshot. They know what this guy looks like. Even though he did wear a mask, they know what he looks like. This is going to be important later. So now they know that 2 lunatics are on the loose. One possibly who is a serial killer. And when they go out to their car, there's Vanessa. I mentioned the doctor's dressed like a nurse. Her husband, first of all, goes back in. It's like, I forgot my wallet. Hold on a second. So you know, okay, this is something here. There's a reason for this. I got to go get my wallet. Hang on. Leaves her out there, you know, in the dark. Just kind of weird because, you know, they just found out there's 2 psychopaths on the loose. But, okay. She goes to the back of her car and sees who, you know, we think maybe is Michael Myers, and one of the psychopaths is happens to be right there in the back of her car, kind of coincidentally, you know, but that's fine. She goes to her husband. This is the point. She's like, there's someone in the car. What? Yeah, go look. I'll wait. And I don't know if that was for comic effect, but it just didn't feel realistic. Because you're not going to send your husband to go check on that. You're going to be like, let's get the hell out of here. But that whole scene got me nervous because I didn't really enjoy it. And it was fine. I was like, okay, hopefully things will be okay. But I was definitely nervous at that point that this was not going to be a good movie. You know, the dialogue and just the things that were happening and the decisions that were being made me worried right then and there what the problem could be. And unfortunately, it turned out to be just that. But then we go to the pretty cool scene where the firefighters show up, and you know they kind of free Michael Myers. They didn't really mean to do that, but obviously they're doing their job. There's a fire, so they go try to, you know, put out the fire. Michael Myers gets out, kills everyone. Pretty badass scene with him walking in front of all the flames we saw in the trailer. Some cool moments here, some cool imagery, some awesome stuff. Michael Myers himself looking badass, the burned mask now, a new look, and it's pretty freaking cool. So yeah, let's go. And this is the point where he goes and murders the couple, I believe, that lived next to Laurie Strode. Or, yeah, because that was Laurie Strode's house that was on fire. So that's the point that I talked about where he stabs him multiple times and it confused me. Okay, I've said that I was wrong on that. Full apologies for that. That scene actually makes sense. So there you have it. It's around this time that Tommy starts to form this mob. Now, I understand people can be gullible. People can be dumb. We know that, you know, with big talks and big speeches, people are like, yeah, and they go for it. Okay, even the most sensical people will do the most craziest, insane things, and you know, you can form mobs. But I just fail to believe that he could have motivated this entire town to be this pissed off and this up in arms, ready. Evil dies tonight, just absolutely out of their minds so quickly over a guy who's been locked up for 40 years. And yeah, he killed 3 people 40 years ago. I get that. But it was way over the top. Not believable, in my opinion. Not believable. But then there's another smaller group, you know, where Marion, the old nurse, you know, I mean, she's an old lady now. Lindsay, okay, and the couple, for some reason, the couple who I don't know what their motivation was. Why wouldn't they just go home and hide out or do something like that, or get in a car and drive the hell out of the area? But the couple I was talking about, the nurse and the doctor, they said, we want some of this too. They joined this small group who are going to go take down Michael Myers. And that small group, you can guess how much success they had going after Michael Myers, you know, with the old lady, the couple that don't look very well prepared to go to any kind of battle. They don't look trained. They just look like a normal couple, doctor and nurse, which is exactly what they are. So them, an old lady, and Lindsay, they're going to take down Michael Myers, baby. They all got effed up, which is at least realistic, except Lindsay. And Lindsay had a really cool scene where, you know, she was kind of hiding from him. He was coming after her and, you know, ended up walking away. And that scene was awesome. And I'm glad Lindsay survived because I love Lindsay. And that was pretty cool. But overall, the whole concept of them going after Michael Myers, like, what are they doing? It's just dumb. So they find out he's heading towards his old house, and he makes it there, where now this couple lives there named Little John and Big John, which you definitely know if you saw the movie, because they call each other that constantly. Hey, Little John. Yeah, Big John. They just continuously refer to themselves that way, which is kind of weird, because when you really, you know somebody, you don't usually keep calling them by their name, you know, over and over and over. But okay. And there's some humor that I didn't think landed. When they realized someone's in the house, Big John, I think it was Big John, Big John, the younger guy, acts all tough, takes off his shirt. Let's go. Picks up this little cheese knife or something. I got my knife. The other guy picked up a knife, I think slightly bigger. I got my knife, Big John. I got my knife, Little John. I think it's going for humor. Totally unrealistic. Nobody would react that way. They would both be out the freaking door. Or if they're going to defend themselves because they're prepared, then they'd be prepared. They'd grab their guns. They'd be ready to fight. They wouldn't grab a little cheese knife as a joke. It's just stupid. Come on. So Michael kills Big John, who's the younger guy, I believe. And then Little John is, you know, mourning and crying over him, which, okay, to be expected. But he doesn't get up and run. He doesn't get up and, you know, try to fight Michael in any kind of, you know, serious way. He just stands there. That's when he says something along the lines of, "You come home, Michael," which was just a weird line for him to deliver. I know he lives in the house. I just thought it was kind of weird. And he just stands there as Michael walks up to him. It's like he's ready to die. Maybe because his boyfriend, or his, I don't know if it's boyfriend, husband, I don't know, his lover is dead. So maybe he's just like, okay, take me now. I don't know, but it was just another example in this movie of people doing dumb things that make no sense. And then you have the mob that was formed by Tommy now. They think they found Michael. They're going after him hardcore. They are just going after him like, I mean, I'm just insanely unrealistic. They're just all like, hundreds of people flocking after this guy who they think is Michael Myers, even though, you know, Laurie and Laurie's daughter scream, it's not him, because it's the other mental patients, the other guy that escaped the mental hospital. But this guy doesn't look remotely like Michael Myers in stature, in appearance, in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so they're going after a guy that they think is Michael Myers, who, again, go back to the beginning of this review, they know what he looks like. He's been arrested. His mugshots are out there. You know, we know what he looks like. They've seen enough clips. They've seen enough footage of what he looks like, or they know, come on, 40 years. They know what Michael Myers appears like, or his basic stature, his overall appearance. He's a big guy. He's not this little guy killer who's famous for being a small. This guy they're going after is this little short guy. Okay, they're going after Joe Pesci here, and it's just insane. They even see him finally. They force him to jump out. He decides to commit suicide and jump out a window instead of letting the mob get to him. And if they wanted to make a sad, heartbreaking scene, I guess they did, but it just didn't make sense either. I mean, you feel bad for the guy, and it's gruesome how he falls and hits the ground, and some carnage there, but it's not really exciting carnage candy. It's like, oh God, man, idiots, dude. That makes no sense. Then they go down and Tommy even sees him. How do we know that's not him? How do you know that's not him? Well, first of all, again, you would know what he looks like, but if you don't, this dude's 5'2". Michael Myers is 6'8". Okay, he's not 6'8", but you get my overall point. So it made no sense in that whole conversation. He saw his face at the beginning on the news. He sat there and looked at his face on the news. Maybe the news didn't say this is Michael Myers, but he knew that was Michael Myers because they would know what he looks like. So I just poor, lazy writing, in my opinion. I get it. The movie's trying to tell us mobs are bad. Mob mentality is bad. So you're all about a message despite just destroying the script and making a movie that makes no sense. It's a Halloween movie. I'm not really going to a Halloween movie looking for your social commentary and you're trying to convince me about mob mentality. I'm good on that. I'm not joining any mobs anytime soon, so I appreciate that. Just make a good damn movie that makes sense. So then later you had Allison. That's the granddaughter of Laurie Strode. Her ex-boyfriend and her ex-boyfriend's dad, they show up at the Myers house. The dad is like, y'all wait here. I'm going in. Please wait here. I'm asking you to please wait here. Okay. So he goes in, and apparently he's dead right away. No surprise. So then in go Cameron and Allison. And they see the dead bodies of Little John and Big John. And knowing that Michael Myers is about to kill their ass, he's there somewhere, she just puts down all her weapons. They got weapons. Places the weapons down, acts all distraught upon seeing the bodies. I mean, I understand you could be a little distraught, but to the point that you're going to put your weapons down, act like is she checking on them? Another point, maybe someone can correct me what's going on here. She slowly takes the knife out of the body of one of them. Is it because she wants to, at first, okay, so she's going to use that as a weapon, but didn't really come across that way? Is it supposed to be something disgusting to watch the knife slowly get pulled out? What is she doing? Never quite got it. But then, of course, Michael shows up, and this might be my favorite part of the movie, though. He absolutely destroys Cameron, the ex-boyfriend of Allison. It is brutal. And this is a character going back to the 2018 movie. He gets just effed up. I mean, on the staircase, I kept thinking he must be dead now. Just hit his head every which way. I thought his head was just gonna fall off at some point, and they keep showing him was like barely alive. I'm like, oh my god, that is brutal. So that scene was pretty cool. He finally just snaps his neck, and it's just it's an insane scene right there. So hey, like I said, the kills in this movie are good. I thought that was just insane. That was just brutal. That was just crazy. And that was fine. More than fine. That was freaking awesome, okay? Loving that part. But then the mom shows up to save the day because he's about to take out the daughter now, Allison. So Karen shows up. Daughter of Laurie Strode, the mom of this girl. She shows up. Boom! Hits him with the pitchfork. He's down. Michael Myers is on the ground. This is the point that you continue to take him down. You keep him down. You do not let him get up because he will kill you. He will kill your daughter. She walks away after one stab. But first she takes off his mask, like, come get it. Started saying some stuff. Now, in retrospect, maybe she was trying to get him to come outside so the mob can get him. But, you know, it's a pretty damn risky move right there. Michael Myers, I mean, he's going to kill you. And he's going to, your daughter's right there. He's just going to kill your daughter. I'm saying while he's down, you keep him down. Let the mob come to you. You keep him down. Start screaming, he's here, he's down. That's what you do. You don't try to lure Michael Myers somewhere. He's going to kill you. So I just still didn't get it. I understood a little more second time. Like, okay, she's trying to lure him out so the mob can get him. But the mob does the same damn thing. They start beating him and beating him and beating him. Don't touch his head, though, because he might die. Start beating him and beating him. Evil must die tonight, but let's be careful now. We don't want to give him a boo-boo on the head. Beating him, and then they back up. It's over. And there's even a point when Karen approaches, and Tom's like, go home, be with your daughter. We got this. We got this. He's down. We're going to kill him. Okay. But she's like, no. She grabs the knife. On the shoulder. I got him. He's gone now. So stupid. So stupid. Either have the scene or don't have it. If you can't kill Michael, which you can't because you have a sequel coming, then stop it. You're making it, everyone looks stupid. Stabbed him on the damn shoulder. And they continue to beat him, but they don't touch his head. They're shooting him even. Stabbing him. Kicking him. Pounding him. But nothing that could kill him. The guy that for 40 years, evil dies tonight. We take him out at all costs. He dies tonight. We've already killed an innocent man over this. He must die. Hit him. Hit him. We got him. Obviously, he got up and killed everyone. So dumb. You know, we're meant to believe, if you want to get us to believe one thing, that this mob is so angry and evil dies tonight, they're going to kill him at all costs. They're so pissed off. They're going to kill this guy and he'll never come back again. Then you can't also have them just kick him around a little bit and not touch his head, not put the fatal blow and just walk away like they're done. You got to cut him up into little pieces before you walk away. Or if you want to have them do that and walk away like he's a human, you have to make it so that they're not so angry. They don't realize what Michael Myers is. And they don't realize how powerful he is. And they think it's just, you know, a psycho on the loose, and then, okay. Then at the end, Karen, of course, at the Myers house, somehow walks up to the window to look out the window. We already know that's where Michael Myers wants to go because he's been trying to go there the whole movie. They've been kind of pounding that into your head, so that when, you know, Karen goes there, that Michael goes there and kills her to end it. And I don't know. I mean, did it take some guts to do that, to have Karen get killed and set up the final movie, leave a little excitement for the final movie? Maybe. But at that point, I was just so checked out. I was so pissed off that I just didn't like the movie. I didn't like the dialogue. I didn't like the actions of the characters. That's really what it boils down to. And if that doesn't bother you too much, I can see you enjoying this movie and say, this movie's really good. Good, not great. Or maybe you think it's great. Maybe you think it's great. I have a hard time anyone thinking this is a perfect movie. But you could enjoy the movie. It just depends what bothers you and what doesn't. If it bothers you that people do things that don't make sense, that people say things they would never say, that people use humor in moments that doesn't make sense, not that this is the worst offender of this film, certainly not. But though things like that bother you a lot, you probably won't like this movie. Those things bother me a lot. If you don't care about all that, you want to see some awesome kills and just Michael Myers taking people out and brutally just murdering people, you got it. You got it. With some cool imagery, some awesome cinematography, you got it. You got it. This movie's got all that. I'm not going to deny that. Maybe I was too hard on the movie with my rating because I said it's a hard pass. Maybe it's a soft pass instead. But it's still a movie I don't like. And the problems of this movie are just constant throughout. Constant. And it just kept on hurting. And I think that in time, I'll be able to watch it. And now that I expect that and enjoy it more. But I just left the theater really disappointed. And, you know, we'll see with future watches, you know, how many times, you know, until I can watch it and enjoy it. You never know, maybe never. But we'll see. We'll see what the follow-up has to say. But that's my spoiler review. Those are things I didn't like about this movie. I thought were stupid. And things I liked. I thought the kills were awesome. I thought the imagery was awesome. The cinematography is awesome. The flashback scene was awesome. A lot of it's really cool. But where they dropped the ball, whoo, they dropped it. So you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for all the support. And thank you for 500 subscribers. I really appreciate that. We just hit 500 or about to. So I really appreciate that. Might have lost a couple, so I'm not sure what it says right now. But you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you very soon.